Salutations to all our future judges. In this video, we are going to see how to prepare for civil judge exams preliminary part 7. Already 6 parts have been published. Those who have not seen those 6 parts, kindly watch those 6 parts. I given the link of the playlist in the iCard as well as in the description. In this video, we are going to see the personal timetable which is made for the civil judge exam aspirants. There are some important points which you need to know before implementing the timetable. One is you need to be consistent. You need to regularly follow the timetable. You cannot be implementing for one day, the next day you say like I'm not going to implement it. It's not going to help you. Second point is the timetable is practically flexible in the sense you can change the duration. For example, you can say that I'll adapt this timetable or I'll follow this timetable for 1 week, 2 weeks or even 1 month. And in the same way, you can change the timing as well. For example, if I given 7:30 to 8:30, you can change it as 8:30 to 9:30 according to your own convenience. And while implementing the set timetable, you need to prefer a place where you will not get disturbed while studying. And in a diary, you need to note down your progress subject-wise and date-wise. Whatever you have studied, for example, imagine you have studied a particular act. You need to mention that you have studied this act and what are the sections you have covered in that particular act. It will really help you. The next thing is timing is key, because when you start studying at a particular time regularly, your mind gets adapted to that habit and it says like it is time for me to focus in my study, and it will help you a lot down the lane. During this lockdown, everyone can use the timetable given for the full-time student or unenrolled candidate who are coming under the freshers category. Those who are under freshers category can utilize this timetable, as well as those who are not practicing can also use this timetable. And you need to dedicate maximum hours for major acts because they are of huge volume, so you may need more time. So better dedicate more time for the major acts. Next is the classification of timetable for different classes. There are 3 classes which I have given. One is junior advocates who are experienced category, and the next one is senior advocates who have independent practice, and the third one is full-time student who are unenrolled candidate or fresher category who have less than 3 years of experience. With respect to junior advocates who fall under the experienced category, I have assumed that they are engaged from morning 9:30 to 6:30 p.m. working hours, and they'll get free time in between the working hours. They sleep for 7 hours a day, and the fourth point is they travel and other daily routine consumes 3 hours in a day, and the time spent on activities other than studies clubbed together is 9 hours, which is working hours, and the 7 hours, which is the sleep time, and 3 hours, which is a routine what they regularly do, which is 19 hours altogether. Now the total time available for studies is, when you deduct this 19 hours from the 24 hours available in a day, you get 5 hours. Now let us see how to utilize the time in a better manner so that you get absolute output in this 5 hours time. Now the timetable for junior advocates is given here. From 5 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. they do their regular routines like brushing, bathing, etc. Then 5:30 to 8:30 they study. From 8:30 to 8:45 they have their breakfast and other preparation for work. 8:45 to 9:30 they travel to work spot. 9:30 to 6:30 it's their working hours, and 6:30 to 7:15 they travel to home, that is they travel back from their working spot. Then 7:15 to 7:30 they freshen up. 7:30 to 9:30 they study for 2 hours, and from 9:30 to 10 o'clock they have their supper, and then they go for sleeping. Now we come to the senior advocates independent practice. The assumptions are that they can entrust their work to their junior. They sleep for 8 hours a day due to their higher age. They interact with the clients and prepare for the case generally, which would consume around 2 hours a day. So in case if they have a work of huge volume or more time consuming, they can split this. For example, imagine a work or a case which needs preparation for around 6 hours. They can split this for 3 days and they can complete the work. Now coming to the travel time and other daily routines, we calculate it as 3 hours in a day, and it is assumed that their working hours vary. However, for making a schedule, we fix that it is starting from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Generally, our seniors, they generally come for the argument or cross-examination. Adjournments and other aspects are done by the juniors. So, based on that presumption, we assume that 11:30 to 3:30 is their working hours. Next is the total time spent on activities other than studies is 8 hours which they sleep plus 2 hours which they consume for case preparation or client interaction. Next is 3 hours for their travel and their other daily routines. Next is 4 hours which they spend in the court or any other working spot. So deducting the 17 hours from the total available 24 hours, we get 7 hours for studies. Now this timetable is for the senior advocates. They can start by 6 and they can do the daily routines till 6:30 like brushing, bathing, etc. From 6:30 to 8:30 they study for 2 hours. 8:30 to 8:40 they have the breakfast and other preparation if there is any. Next 8:45 to 10:45 they study again. From 10:45 to 11:30 they travel to the work spot. From 11:30 to 3:30 it is their working hours. From 3:30 to 4:15 they travel to home. From 4:15 to 4:30 they again freshen up. 4:30 to 6:30 they have their case preparation. 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. they study for 3 hours, and from 9:30 to 10 they have the supper and then they go for sleep. So this gives them around 7 hours of study every day. The third category is full-time student or unenrolled candidate. They come under fresher category who have less than 3 years of experience. Assumptions is that they spend time on their mobile at least 2 hours a day. They sleep for 8 hours a day. They spend time with friends at least 2 hours, personally or through phone. They are not employed. They spend at least 2 hours for other routine works. Total time they spend on activities other than studies is altogether 14 hours. That 14 hours includes 2 hours which they spend on their mobile, 8 hours which they spend for sleeping, 2 hours which they spend for chatting with their friends either in person or through phone, and 2 hours which they spend on their routine works. Now if we deduct this 14 hours from the available 24 hours, we get 10 hours. Now let us see how we can frame a timetable for their purpose. Now what you see in the screen is the timetable for the full-time student unenrolled candidate. They fall under fresher category with less than 3 years of experience. They start at 6 a.m. From 6 a.m. to 6:30 they do their regular routines like brushing, bathing, etc. From 6:30 to 8:30 they sit for their studies. From 8:30 to 9 they can have their breakfast. From 9 to 1 they can again study for 4 hours. Then again from 1 to 1:30 they can have their lunch. From 1:30 to 4:30 they can again continue with their studies. 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. they can chat with their friends. And from 6:30 to 8:30 they can use their mobile. From 8:30 to 9:30 they can again study for 1 hour. 9:30 they can have their supper. 10 o'clock they can go for sleep. Now that all of us are under lockdown, we can use this timetable. This could unanimously fit for all the candidates. If you feel that the video was of some use to you, please do subscribe the channel by pressing the red color subscribe button and select all to receive the notification immediately when a video is published in this channel. And do remember to turn on the notification in your YouTube channel. Do share the video with your friends or to those who are in need. If you like the video, please do press the thumbs up button, and your comments are most welcome in this channel. If you feel that I've left something in this video, or if you feel I need to put a video on some other subject, please let me know by way of comment. All your comments will be attended to. I'll try to post a video on whatever subject you are asking. Let us join hands together and contribute for a learned society. Thank you.